Divas Den. Baby, I've been thinking about you and all the things you do to me. I am feeling like I've been just hypnotized by your love and your strength. 'Cause you've shown me that you mesmerize me with your love and sensuality, baby. It's your touch, it's your words, and your attitude that keeps me wanting more. I feel chills running up and down my spine every time I'm near you, boy. I feel hypnotized by your love. That's what you do to me, boy. Every day is a new day, and our love grows stronger and stronger. I thank God that I found such a beautiful man like you, baby. Making love to you is so beautiful, and it takes my breath away. Every time I'm near you, boy, I feel hypnotized by your love. That's what you do to me, boy. Hypnotized, hypnotized by your love. Hypnotized, hypnotized by your love. Yes, I want to say good afternoon or good evening to everyone that's out here tonight, that's tuning in to Live in the Divas Den. Well, tonight we have a great show for you. We have some great inspiration for you. We have some great news for you. We have a lot of great things for everyone out here tonight. And we are so happy to have you as our guest. So continue to stay tuned. And I'm going to call up my co-host in just a few minutes. So y'all get ready for him. Don't forget. I feel chills running up and down my spine every time I'm near you, boy. I feel hypnotized by your love. That's what you do to me, boy. Hypnotized, hypnotized by your love. Hypnotized, hypnotized. All right. Are y'all ready for some good times tonight? All right. Hey. I want to get ready to bring up my co-host.
Give it up, give it up, give it up. It's now time for the Divas Den. Coming to the stage, yours truly, the diva herself, Deborah.
I'm already here, and I want to call up my co-host, Tyrone.
What's going on? right. That was an amazing performance, of course.
Thank you.
Love it when you sing. I just love it. It's
Thank
just
you.
so beautiful. What's going on YouTube and Facebook? You are tuned in to Live in the Divas Den with
Deborah Ware
and Andre Tyrone. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all
right? How y'all doing tonight?
Yes. As you can tell, we are in a good mood. Don't ask questions. Just take some with you.
That's exactly. We are here to spread the positivity. That's the only thing that comes out of the Divas Den.
That's it.
Well, Andre,
yes.
It is time. I dropped my pen.
It's time
for us to get ready for our little chit-chat session.
Okay.
And so I have something that's amazingly great that I want to do tonight for our chit-chat session. I keep saying section. Why do I want to say that? I don't know. But anyway, I thought it would be something very nice tonight to kick off our little chit-chat session.
Okay.
So I'm going to get ready to play the song that I have chosen for our chit-chat session tonight.
And got cussing in it, do it.
Oh, no, we're not going to do that.
I feel like cussing.
No.
Can I cuss? Hell.
No, you can't cuss. Not this time.
Oh, of course. Duh.
Yes, because this is time for us to talk, right? And share how our day has been and everything.
What's this? It's delicious.
Yes, it is. It's citrus tea. You like it?
Is this Folgers?
It's citrus tea. I thought, it's really good.
It is citrusy.
Yes.
Oh, this is delish.
It is.
I have to have me a second cup of this.
Well, I tell you what, let's have a toast to the show tonight.
Did you all get a chance to see some of our photos that we took? We're for our photo shoot. I'm sure you say 2 of them.
Yes.
You know that we are on
we have so many, and we'll just keep sharing them with you guys. So make sure that you're tuning into our pages, both Andre's and mine.
All right, so what are we chatting about here today?
We're chatting about how was your week?
Well, let's say this. My week was very, very good. I don't know. It felt like it was kind of slow. It felt like it took a long time to get to Friday. Usually don't think that long to get to Friday, but this week was a little long for Friday. But I'm happy that I had a week.
Right. Well, I know for me, I've been very tired. Really, really tired. Of course, everybody knows that I had an audition for The Voice.
Oh yes, talk
that
about
was
that.
On Saturday of last week, and I have to say it was very, very amazing. I learned so much. Until I'm going back again. But this time, instead of going back, all I have to do is send in a video. But I am telling you, it was an amazing experience. Not to say that I agreed with everything that took place, but I learned so much, from it, just being there. And I had gotten there so very early in the morning, about 5 o'clock the line started, and standing in the line, the one amazing thing about it, I thought maybe I would have gotten really agitated about it, but I met so many wonderful people, and believe it or not, most of the people that were there in the line were people from other states.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I happened to meet one man. He was a country singer, and he said that he had just auditioned in Nashville. And he said in Nashville, there was 8,000 people. Well, here in Georgia, it was a little bit more than that. And he said out of 8,000 people, only 100 people got a ticket to go to the next round. Out of 8,000, 100, that's a small number. But I can tell you that from what I gathered, they know what they're looking for. And they're not letting everybody else know what they're looking for, but you can tell by going through the process. But the process for me was so amazing because I tell you, I didn't know that there was just that many people that wanted to sing. You know, when you think about, being an indie artist, being a singer, it's kind of like, to us, it's like a small number until you get in a line with all these amazing other people that say, I want to sing too. I want to sing. I want to sing. But it was still an amazing experience to the point of me saying, you know what? It's never too late for you to do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
Because all these people were out there, and the majority, a lot of it was kids. So there's parents out there that are starting early with their kids, putting them into, singing and things like that. But it's a rough audition, because if you're not ready to accept the fact that, okay, maybe it's not your time this time, and you walk away crying, you haven't accepted that. And I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of breakdowns, because people want it now, and for me, I just looked at it that, you know what, if it's your time, you will get it, or if there's more time needed before that, then all you have to do is simply just wait. But as I said, I took a lot of pictures. I think I posted some of the pictures online. I didn't have any problem with anybody being rude or nasty, or anything like that. It was very professional, and everything was moving like this. You weren't going in until it was your time. It was in the America's Mart was a huge place, clean, everything. But it really was professional, and I felt so good just to walk away from that, and then still know that later, after I walked away, then I got a message to resubmit another video with another song. So, it was the experience. And I think I said that to everybody before I even went. I wanted to see what it was like. So now I've experienced both America's Got Talent, and I've experienced The Voice. Yeah.
I appreciate shows like that. I've never tried out for The Voice or for America's Got Talent. I did go with a friend a few years ago in the first couple of seasons of American Idol. But the one time that I went with a friend, and she was an amazing singer, and there were a lot of amazing singers there, and none of those amazing singers got through. And I say the same thing you said, is that they know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then also with the parents that bring their kids there, just a PSA or just an announcement, don't let your kids feel like just because they don't make it on one of these shows that they still don't have a chance to be an artist. I want to stress this to the utmost, because I watched, if you watched the 4, I'm watching the 4.
I did too,
so
yeah.
I was never, when it first came on last season, I wasn't a fan, because there was a certain artist that was on there who was very cocky last season, and I had a real problem with him and the way he was displaying his artistry. So I kind of gave the show a thumbs down. Second season, I started watching it, and it hasn't taken off in the great direction for me, only because being an indie artist who knows songs, I know music. I'm not a judge at it, but I'm very good with music and in the ear. And the original 4 that they had on the show when they first started the second season, I would disagree that they were the best out there, because I've seen better than them in Georgia alone. So if I've seen better than them in Georgia alone, their net isn't cast wide enough to get
No.
So anyways, I've been watching it, and and this might sound cruel to some people, but I don't believe it is. I've seen a lot of people that go on this show, and they say things like, "I'm not leaving without getting that chair,"
Yes.
or "This is all I have left. I have nothing. If I don't make this, I don't know what I'm going to do."
But
You're
I
gonna do
heard
this.
some of that. I heard some of that
You're gonna do the
out
same-
in the line
You're
at
going
The
to do the
Voice.
same thing you've been doing, which is live. I think one of the easiest things as an artist I can say, because I've been in a lot of talent shows, a lot of different things that I haven't won, is understanding when you go into it. I know John told you this too, and so have I. Is understanding when you go into it. I don't go into anything competition-wise saying to myself, I'm going to win.
Exactly.
My focus is making sure that I do the best that I can do, and that the message that I'm trying to get across gets conveyed. Now, if in that message that's getting conveyed gets conveyed to the point where I win, great. Of course, not saying that I'm not in competition mode, but that's not my focus. And for these kids and these younger adults and maybe even these older adults who feel like this is their only shot, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Don't ever think that your first shot is going to be your only shot, or your first shot is going to be the one that makes or break it. If you don't get this, then there's no opportunity, no chance. The struggle and the excitement, the passion, the power, the aha moment, the moment that you felt being there comes from hearing no. You're not ready. Go back and do this. Go back and do that. Rest in the fact that you got to be in front of someone who is a little bit better than you and told you, hey, listen to your pitch or listen to this, listen to that. There was one guy that was on there yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday. No other will laugh at this. Who claimed
he was Prince's nephew. Yeah.
And got up there and sounded horrible.
And Diddy dissed him.
It sounded really horrible.
Yes.
And like I said, I don't know if that was or wasn't Prince's cousin, but I will say this. Coming from, I've listened to Prince all of my life, and the magnitude of Prince's voice and the people that Prince deals with and is mentored, to hear that, and then to try to say, okay, well, you said you come from his royalty, from him. It didn't sound like he did, bro.
No, and then P. Diddy told him, P. Diddy said, well, meet me downstairs, because he said we need to take a swab of the tongue or something like that.
Because I didn't,
he just came up there too confident,
And it's fine to be confident, but have confidence and back it up. Like, have confidence and make sure that your confidence comes out in your vocals.
Exactly.
He came up there with all this cockiness and all this I'm gonna do this, and then you didn't even sound good. Like,
exactly.
It didn't mesh well the way you were singing to what's going on with the beat. It didn't go together. And I was sitting there like, wow, like there is so much talent out here in Georgia alone that I know of.
Yes,
I can count on my five hands that that could do this show. So I don't want any artists, upcoming artists, younger artists that are watching this show or watching us to think that your only opportunity is to get seen and get heard is to be on The Voice or to be on The Four or to be on American Idol. It's not. Take that disappointment, take that no, and put that into your craft, your artistry, because and they said it before, it takes a lot more than just being able to sing to be an indie artist, to be an artist at all. It takes a lot more in the pot than just singing. Is just the tip of the iceberg. Right. Singing, your personality, your charisma, your work ethic, your passion, your look, everything of your personality. Your ableness to have a conversation.
It all
all of that
together.
goes into one pot to make an artist. It just doesn't, you just don't get up there and just sing and people just be like, oh, you're it. No, it takes more than that.
And and the other thing was with this audition, you go in and you're in the room with one judge, and there's 10 artists that are in there. And I know the judge that I had, well, he didn't really give us the opportunity to even say who we were. I don't know if it's because he knew, because he had our sheets, and everything, but they kept insisting that at the last minute you write the name of your song down. So that's what made me think that they're looking for something in particular. And, you being the contestant, they're not going to tell you.
Right.
But in the room with the 10 contestants that I was in, I was like you. I was like, man, these people are singing, And then at the end, then he said, well, with the exception of maybe 2, I can only say that. But he said, well, you know what? He said, we'd like to see y'all back again. He said, but I'm not going to hold nobody back this time. So that's why I knew that he was looking for something special. But if I had to give any advice to anyone, schedule your audition in the morning. Because in the morning for the 7 o'clock auditions, that's where all the red tickets were coming from. In the morning, and you got to think about judges are fresh in the morning, they had breakfast, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they're sitting there, they're waiting to, go home.
I think we should do, and y'all not gonna, I hope you don't get tired of me doing this, but I am an artist and I am a creative person, and I'm always thinking, what if we decided, you, me together, along with 2 other judges, maybe 4 of us, decided to put something on like this?
I would love to do
where
that.
We judge you and we pick you. I think it would be a good opportunity because you can speak I mean, you could be a judge for the artists that are of your age and your caliber. I'll be the one for my age and my caliber. We could get a industry person or someone in the industry who can you can do technique.
Right.
You can also get somebody who's like a choreographer or something to be a judge, and all four of us can hold auditions and we can do like Live in the Divas Den. I don't know, Live in the Divas Den #1 star or something.
Yeah, we could do that.
Show where
I would love to do that. That would be
something
great.
Interesting to do, because then we could get an opportunity to let people see that not only am I an R&B soul singer artist, indie artist, and you are one too, but I also have an ear for talent, an ear for music. I have an ear for this. People just don't give a lot of us the opportunity. They think all we do is sing.
That's it.
I sing, I write, I compose. I'm in the studio now finishing my own album. I'm also writing for 2 other artists. Collaborating with other people.
I'm writing. Yeah. I'm done with my first one.
So we can do it all.
It's just waiting to go on to be mastered. Yeah. And then I'm trying to work on another one.
So that's an idea. So that's something we're putting the bug in here, because like I said, my mind is always moving. That's just something I thought about. I was like, in Atlanta, there's a lot of people in Atlanta who have good talent, who can sing. And what if we put on our own big, contest type thing, found a venue, rent it out, hold auditions, prepare everybody for the show. We can even charge, we can just do something just to help Atlanta out, because I'm sure we could pull this off.
Yeah, we definitely could. And and the thing about it is, many people, something else that I saw as well, your presentation. There were people that came up there with rag shorts, they just didn't dress like an artist should have. And they did give you reminders of that, to come and dress where you could show them, your artistry. Yeah. But, I had a lot of people just ask me, aren't you nervous? And I was like, no, because they said, you're just sitting there. And I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not nervous.
Yeah, once you get to a certain point in your artistry, you stop being as nervous. Like, you're still going to have nerves, because it's something new or something you haven't done before or have done before. But as far as, shaking and sweating, all of that really doesn't happen for a seasoned artist anymore. Because you start, nervousness is replaced by you're excited, adrenaline comes in, and then when you get on stage, you come alive, like so of course an artist of your caliber, nervousness is not
I
your
wasn't
thing
nervous at all, but I would like to say publicly thank you to one of the best men in my life, and that's my husband. He sat there with me from the time we arrived. We got up at 3:00 in the morning. We left here between 3:30 and 3:45. I was there in line at 5, and I was there until I believe it was maybe like about 6, maybe 6:30, maybe a little bit later that afternoon. And it was funny because it was like we camped out. We had our 2 chairs, and he was there, with me. He couldn't come in, but he stayed there until I got in the door. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something that I'll never forget. I did send in a video, okay? And so once I sent in the video, then when I got to the audition, for my time, 3:00 time, they bumped me to the front of the line. So I felt like if God didn't want me here, he would have sent me home. He'd have never let me come there. He'd have never let me stand there. So I say to any indie artist, don't let your chance slip by. But also just be reminded that if you're gonna go for something like that, don't go there being cocky. Just go there, be yourself. Be who you are. Let them know what kind of artist you are.
And that was our chit-chat talk.
That was the chit-chat
was a little longer, but we did what we needed to do. So chit and chat. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
What we got next there, Ware?
All right. Okay. All right.
But if you don't know, you are tuned into Live in the Divas Den.
Yes, you are.
Tell a friend what's going on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Make sure you share and like this video. Those of you on YouTube, do me a favor. Please leave a comment, leave a hello, share this on your page. We are trying to get our fan base up on YouTube. Facebook is already booming. What's going on, Facebook? You are our #1 fans. We love you, supporters. YouTube, come on, we need you. Love you.
Yes, and starting for our show next week on Saturday, Saturday, why am I saying Saturday? But on Friday, we will also have a call-in number for you that you will be able to actually call in and chat live while we're on the show with us. So we'll give that number out starting next week, so you guys will be able to call.
Chit
All right.
chat.
So now we're going to get ready for our inspiration.
All right.
And of course, with all of our inspiration, we always have music, okay? Tonight's inspiration from the diva herself is called Dream Big. Have you ever been told that won't work or that cannot be done? Well, tonight I want to share a piece of inspiration that came from, of course, you know I've been doing a lot of reading. And it's called Dream Big. It has a lot to do with having the courage to just try. It's exciting to be around people that tell you that cannot be done or that won't work. That creativity seems to flow from them and encompass all who are around them. Energy, joy, positivity, and success come with that kind of drive as well. Have you ever had a yearning to try something, but someone in your world poured cold water on your dream? Don't let them. Maybe God gave you that yearning for a reason. If He plants a dream in your heart, then He will help you accomplish it, even if there are problems along the way. Ask God to help you have the courage to try. You never know what will happen. You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were. And I say, why not? This was a quote from George Bernard Shaw. Beautiful things happen when you distance yourself from negativity. Remember, negativity is not something that you want to surround yourself by. Courage does not always roar, like a tiger or a lion. Roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying to you, I will try again tomorrow. I hope that this piece of inspiration about dreaming big touches someone, somewhere. Just remember, if you have a dream, don't let anyone stop that dream from becoming as big as you want to. Because remember, God placed that dream upon your heart. He gave you the tools to make that dream come true. I'm a living witness of it. Everything that I am setting out to do, I'm doing it. And I'm not letting anyone get in my way. I hope you love that piece of inspiration.
Beautiful. beautiful.
Thank you. Now, of course, guys, you know, on this show, you get 2 pieces of inspiration.
And I take PayPal for mine.
I told y'all, isn't he quite funny?
And
right?
I have the Cash App too, so send me my money.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
this mess ain't free, okay?
No. But guys, seriously, if you're gonna dream big. No one can tell you that dream cannot and will not come true. So now we're gonna hear Andre's inspiration. When you listen to Andre, as well as listen to me, you really should have a piece of paper and pencil down so you could jot down some of those things that we've said. Don't forget, we've got those fantastic notebooks.
I must be close to my destiny. Extremely.
I don't know why I chose this song, so let's think.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did choose it.
So I started a new thing. I do not, no longer, no shading anyone. I no longer write down my inspiration, only because I tend to forget where I place stuff, maybe one job or one area, so that it's just too much for me. So I try to read it in my head and write it down at work, and then take it here. So, want to give you something. Want you to understand that pressure produces purpose. I'll say it one more time. Pressure produces purpose. Have you ever noticed a lot of people work well under deadlines, under pressure? Or you'll find certain people perform at the top of their game when there's someone giving them a deadline or someone telling them this is when you have to have it done. And then you have on the other side of the spectrum where you see someone who's been given a end date or been given a timeline and they completely fall apart. They don't know where they're coming, where they're going. You know, every little thing that happens to them, defeats them. Or they say things like, oh, I always try to get ahead and something knocks me back. Pressure produces purpose. I believe 100,000% that the only way that you are going to find out what your sole purpose is on this earth is to deal with pressure and to deal with it a lot. Now, what I mean by pressure, I don't just mean someone telling you you have to be finished with it on this date, on that date. I mean anything and everything that can go wrong with the situation or with the track that you're on to get to that goal goes wrong, but you continue to push through. For instance, if you have a degree you're trying to get, and you've been trying to get this same degree for years and years and years, but every time you try to go get this degree, something happens. At one time you try to get this degree, you get pregnant. Another time you try to get this degree, you lose your car. Another time you try to get this degree, you lose your house. Another time you try to get this degree, you get into a big argument with a boyfriend or wife or friend and your focus is off. Or another time you try to get this degree and the school that you're going to currently closes and you have to go to a school way across town. I believe that those are the most rewarding rewards to get to. The ones where you have to fight tooth and nail to get to are the ones that you really, really are excited to have. For instance, think about this. This is for ladies that are in labor. All that pushing that you do during labor, what comes after all that pushing? Beautiful bundle of joy. So what do you have to do to get to that bundle of joy? You have to push. You have to endure the pressure. Because if it was easy for you to get exactly, then you wouldn't appreciate it that much. When your child gets on your last nerve, what do you say? After I done gave birth to you and spent umpteen amount of hours in labor, you gonna treat me like this? Those are the things that you remember. You don't remember, oh, you slid right out of me, so I don't have to. You remember, boy, you almost caused me death trying to give birth to you, bring you to this earth. So I say it again. pressure produces purpose. And right now, I am up under the most horrendous pressure ever to finish this album, and I am so loving it. I'm loving this pressure that I'm under. I'm loving this deadline. I'm loving this. I'm loving it because it gives me an opportunity to show exactly who I am, exactly what I was created for, exactly what my purpose is on this earth. And I will tell you to your face, I'll tell you behind your back, I'll tell you in a text message or an email, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I am supposed to be this huge, amazing R&B soul singer one of these days, and it's coming. And I've been focusing, I've been pushing, and I've been working so hard at it for a reason. I've been dealing with so many ups and downs and ins and outs and promises and this and that for a reason. And I finally, umpteen years later, understand what I've been going through was preparing me for what's coming next. In its greatness, I've dealt with so much hell. It's time for me to get my reward, and it's coming. Amen. So pressure produces purpose.
And can I say something? I am a living witness to that. I have my degree in education. I have my master's degree in reading and literacy, and now I have an endorsement to teach gifted learners. None of that came easy at all. I had so many obstacles in my way. Just getting to the first degree, I traveled all over everywhere with my husband, but with him being in the military, so which meant I started school, I had to stop. I started back again, I had to stop. But what I always tell friends of mine that always tell me things like, well, I can't do it. I don't agree with that because let me tell you, if anybody, I can tell you how hard I pushed. I pushed through having kids, working, and still doing it, and finally got to it. And I learned that when you feel like, I don't think I want to do this. I did that with getting my an endorsement for gifted. At first I wasn't, I just wasn't for it, in other words, because I felt like, well, I've gone to enough school now, I'm kind of tired. And I just continued to tell myself, even though I used to hear other people tell me, oh yeah, I wouldn't do it because that's hard. That's really hard. I had to take the challenge on of it by myself to see that I could do it. And I kept telling myself, you can do it, keep doing it. And I did. Same thing with my music. I started my music a long time ago, but I took breaks to raise my kids, and then I came back. And I have made so many accomplishments since the time of that I feel very proud of myself. And I, just like you, I know there's something else coming because he hasn't stopped me yet. All I constantly hear is keep going, keep going. There's something there, something's coming. And I have to agree with you. You got to keep pushing because you're pushing for a purpose.
You have to keep pushing if you want it. Now,
if you don't want it, well, then on the other hand,
you can't say you want something and not be ready to not just receive it but maintain it. That's one thing you have to worry about because people are wonderful, and we do this in America all the time. Mm-hmm. We get things because we're looking at I can take care of it right now. I can do it, but can you maintain it? Can you afford it long run? Not can you afford it at that moment. Stop making these split, quick decisions for things that you have to deal with for the rest of your life.
Yes.
It's simple, but it's also one of the worst things that can mess somebody up. Is to get involved in something, someone, some situation, something that you're not prepared to maintain. It ain't nothing. It ain't no more. Can I handle it? Because I think African American men and women have proven that we can handle a lot, but can you maintain? And what I mean by that is that we have been through a lot as African American people. We have been through, not myself, but we have been through oppression, slavery, police brutality. We've been through all these things that are going on currently with us. So have the other immigrants and other minorities of the world. We have been through so much. We can handle it, but can we maintain is what the big thing is now.
Yes.
Can you maintain? Can you get through? Can you get to the end result? Because I know this is from the church. It says to hold on and see what the end's gonna be. That means you have to endure. You have to go through it. And I know it sounds like I'm telling you, just let people beat up on you, let people take advantage of you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stand up for your rights, stand up for your values, stand up for who you are, but don't retaliate with the same thing they're giving you. Stand up and say, you know what, if you're going to do this, do what you came to do. I'm not giving you what you've given me. I'm going to endure this and I'm going to see to the end, because my reward comes when you're done acting a fool, because people act a fool all day on you. Like every day, people will smile in your face and act fool right in your face and turn around behind your back and act that same fool. And then when they get back in front of you, nobody knows nothing. Nobody sees nothing. You have to be the bigger person. And I know sometimes it just seems ridiculous to say, oh, how am I going to be the bigger person? I'm petty. No, you're not petty.
And you know what? And you said something that's real true. Be the bigger person.
Yeah, it's not cute to be ignorant. It's not cute to be petty.
No.
All of this stuff you see on social media, that I'm the petty king, the petty queen.
That's crazy.
Let me tell you what you really are. You're ignorant is what you are. Because
definitely.
if you have to stoop to the level that someone has hurt you, to a level where they're at or below, in order to feel good about yourself, that's ignorance. That means you're not ready to rise above anything. That means you want to stay where people put you. And then we always say the man. Well, if the man has put you below dirt, below the earth, and you continue to dwell there, then you can't get mad at the man.
No.
Because guess what? He put you down there, but you're acting just like that. Let them put you down there, but you rise above that and be better. You educate yourself. When someone comes at you negatively with pettiness, you come at them with brains, with intelligence, with a degree, with a sound mind, with kindness, not with, oh, you want to hit me? I'm gonna hit you where it hurts.
This it.
What kind of mess is that?
This
is
crazy.
Not a movie. This is not
crazy.
TV. This is real life.
It's really crazy. That's it. But I always just hearing everything that you're saying as well, it ties in, and that's what I love about you being my co-host, because you never know what I'm talking about, and I don't ever know what you're talking about, but somehow they always mesh together some kind of way. And so with everything that you said, that ties into what I said. You have to dream big. And the bigger your dream is, that should be the harder you should fight to make sure that that dream comes true. Now, I have something else that I wanted to say, because I'm trying to think. I was listening on TV and they were asking, I'm trying to think what star it was, but they were asking them, like, what was a legacy that they wanted to, to leave behind. And so for me, I'm always thinking about, what is the legacy I want to leave behind? And who do I want to leave it behind for? And as I think about that, what it does is it pushes me. It pushes me to do more. It pushes me to stand up and be brave and just have the courage to do what I do. And so the legacy I want to leave behind is for some kids that are underneath me. And that is my grandkids. I may not see them all the time, but everything I do, I always try to do it in a way that I'm mentoring them, trying to show them, this is what you need to do, And so one of them has been asking me, are you ever going to mention me? And so you know who that is. So I just want to say that everything that I do is dedicated to these little ones. Courtney, Quanell, Kaoki, Kalia, John Michael, Nia, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. I'm trying to remember if I said everybody's name. But, all of them. I just want them to grow up and do the right things.
Yeah.
Have a path that you're going down.
I agree.
Yes.
Good segment. So I know we went a little longer with our inspiration, but you get the gist. We're just some deep people, okay? We're really deep, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, guys, you heard me open up the show. My song, Hypnotized. If you like that song, you can go to Reverb Nation. You can go to my webpage, iamdeborahware.com. You can go to Spotify. You can go to iTunes, Amazon. You can go to all those places and you can find my music and you can download it. Help support indie artists by just downloading their music. It doesn't cost that much to do that. Just show your support. So now we're going to hear a selection from Andre himself.
Who said I wanted to sing?
Oh, we know you're going to sing. That's what this show is all about.
I sang already. Want me to sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I,
No, you got to give us some good sound. Come on.
Let's see what I got.
I got to move to the microphone.
Yes, and we hope that you guys enjoy our music that we present to you, because we're, like I said, we're indie artists and we're pushing it. Definitely. Definitely.
We kind of are, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. I want the folks to see all my crevices.
All right.
Where were you? I mean, you were physically there, but I couldn't. Just listen. Coming from a hidden place, in a world filled with so much hate, it's good to know I'm making through, but I'm just too new. This could have been the out of all of this, I found my strength. That's right, I did. It's like I found a new you. Should I say I found a new me? The man I should be. Give me while I take my seat. You weren't there to see me through. You were never there. You weren't here. I needed you. Laughing, crying. What I'm gonna do? Walk away, never stay. I just say goodbye. Laughing, crying. Oh, you never cared, so why should I? Laughing, crying. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Know my time in the game, and it's my time to take a big leap and not sleep. Hey, after all of this, I know what to do. Hey, display how the new me is so much better than the old me. The man I used to be. Excuse me while I take my seat. Walk away, never stay. I just say goodbye. Laughing, crying later. Never cared so much. Laughing, crying. Oh no, you were never there when I needed you. You were never there. What else should I do? Wave bye-bye and move on. You were never there for me. You never cared, so what should I do? But cry on, you weren't there. You didn't care, so why should I? You were never there to see me through, and you never cared. So laughing, crying. You were never there for me. Oh no, no. Laugh, cry, laugh and cry later. Oh no, no. You were never there for me.
Yes, that's one of my favorite songs. Andre, tell them where they can find that.
You know what? Did she not just sound just like an advertisement?
Tell them where they can find that.
You can find that and much more of my music on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify,
Yes.
and all of the visual outlets of the media. Just go to your local search engine, type in Andre Tyrone, and everything will come up. I just want you to know that I enjoy music. I enjoy singing it, writing it. So if you're looking for an artist who is ready to be booked, don't cook me, but booked and hooked, then go to Amazon, look me up, get my CD. I'd love to sign it too.
Yes, book us both. We're ready. And guys, if you have any questions for us about the show, or you are an indie artist and you'd like to come on the show and be interviewed and just share some of your music with social media, all you have to do is go to our website, or our email rather, liveinthedivasden@gmail.com. Remember, liveinthedivasden@gmail.com. All right, I enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed that.
Me's too.
Yes. So we've given you 2 selections of music. So now it's time for our indie tip of the day. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, yesterday I did a webinar, and it was my first time doing a webinar about music, right? And this webinar was with a guy whose name was Anthony Clint Jr. So if you look him up, he may still have this webinar going on. And I thought it was very informational, and it's something very, very worthwhile for anyone that is an indie artist. So I'll tell you his name again is Anthony Clint Jr. And if you go there and find him, you will learn a lot about my topic for tonight. My topic for tonight is how to get TV and film placements. Now, I guess you say, well, why do I need film and TV placements? Sure, you're an indie artist. Indie artists do sing, but there's something else that you can do with your music as well that could be very beneficial for you. So when I talk about this, I'm talking to songwriters, I'm talking to singers as well. And I'm only going to give you just a little bit off the top, because I'd like for you to contact Anthony Clint Jr. yourself and join his webinar and listen to what he has to say. First of all, there are 10 things that you need to know about placing your music on TV and in films. I know definitely I would love to have my music in a film or 2, or maybe more. First of all, I want to just give you a little bit of information. A way to generate income from your music, and while mechanically receiving royalties, which means you're getting sales that are of tangible products and digital downloads, have diminished. There are more opportunities than ever to have your music heard on television and in movies. And when I listened to this webinar, he showed checks that he had gotten starting from $41 up to $1,000 for just having even just a few seconds of his music played on commercials and on movies. And he actually stated that, you might think, oh, my music is not good enough, to be put into these films or these commercials. But he said you would be surprised of the companies and the filmmakers that are looking for music to be able to put on their soundtracks in their movies. Another thing is, having your music placed on TV and in films, it can be a game changer in your career as an artist or a songwriter. Music placements are one of the best ways to gain serious exposure for your music. Also, they can also be quite lucrative with a little hat, okay? Some musicians earn their living off of music placements just alone. And I know after he showed us copies of the stubs from the checks that he got, as I said, he started from $41 that he made from the very beginning, and he made a joke of it, and he said, well, at least at $41, I was able to take my wife to Chick-fil-A, and we were able to get us a meal from there. And after listening to him and looking up some of this information, I do believe that he's based right here out of Atlanta, but I can't give out his information, his address and phone number and stuff like that. You would have to join the webinar in order to do that, but I'm giving you his name. His name is Anthony Clint Jr. So look him up so that you can find out about how you can get some of these checks. Because like I said, he went from a $41 check, then I think he went to a $100 check, then he went to $300 and some dollars, and then that $300 and some dollars then doubled into $1,000 and some dollars. And who wouldn't want to have that kind of extra money in your pocket? So do yourself a favor and check out Anthony Clint Jr. so that you're able to see what he has to say. And it is a webinar that he has going on. All right. Okay. Andre, you have anything you want to add to that?
No.
No thoughts? No nothing on that?
I've been listening.
Okay.
I've been listening. My song "Dangerous Games" is in a movie. It's in a movie produced by Rodney and Tavarius of 480 Music Group and 480 Films, and that was an interesting thing. You can go to Amazon and buy that movie. I will post. Actually, I'll post the movie link underneath after we get done, so you guys, if you want to go and get that movie. But my song "Dangerous Games" is in that movie, so that's exciting. So you can make some change.
Yeah, you
make
can.
a little piece of change.
You can, and
get you a piece of change.
And you're right about that because and it is like you said, some little piece of change.
Little piece of change.
But it's something.
Yeah.
It's just like I have. I'm in this book that was called like the top artists all around, and it was written by somebody that was in Virginia, and I have that book. I'll show you that book and share it with you. And that's how I ended up getting the compilation CD that's on Amazon. I was able to be placed on that with a whole bunch of other singers that's on there as well. So your music can be placed in a lot of places. You just have to be careful with who you trust your music with. Make sure it's licensed. That was his big thing. Make sure your music is licensed. You got BMI, you got ASCAP. Get with one of those companies, but make sure that your music is definitely licensed. All right. Before we get to what's happening in the music, we're going to let Andre come on in with the news for us to tell us what's the news, what is in the news.
Good evening, I'm Ted Koppel. I don't know why I always want to say that. And I've watched the news a million times, and every time he does that, I roll.
And he wanted me to say, and I'm Connie Chung.
And she didn't just say it. Just let my brother hang. All right. So I have two things in the news that I would like to discuss with you or talk about. Let's talk about something that's fresh on everyone's mind. If you are on social media, or if you're not on social media, if you watch the news, or if you just have eyes and ears, and anyone else that watches, you heard about the shooting that took place on Tuesday, June 19th, 2018, where a unarmed 17-year-old teen was shot and killed in Pennsylvania. and I'll read for you this, and then we'll discuss accordingly. It says the title of this is entitled "Officer Who Shot Unarmed Pennsylvania Teen Running Away Was Sworn in Hours Earlier." It says the Pennsylvania officer who opened fire and killed a 17-year-old as he was running away from a traffic stop has been sworn in his job only hours earlier, according to a report. Antoine Rose was killed Tuesday night in East Pittsburgh, where he and another boy fled a car that were passengers, where the driver was detained. It says detectives from the neighboring county are investigating the shooting, which the officer has not yet explained why he fired at a fleeing teen. Sources told KDKA that the unidentified officer involved had only been working for the department for 3 weeks and was just sworn into duty 90 minutes before the shooting occurred. It says East Pittsburgh mayor had said that the officer had previously worked several years for another police department, that the car had been stopped after it matched the description of a vehicle seen in another nearby shooting where a 22-year-old was injured. Said police found 2 guns in the car, but none on Rose, and he was shot. They found no guns on Antoine himself, but 2 guns were found in the car, and he was the one shot. And the attorney for the family, Lee Merritt, said that he was not armed and that this has no connection to the other shooting, which was previously said. The driver of the car was released after being questioned by police. Pennsylvania law, this is where it gets tricky. Pennsylvania law allows officers to shoot at those fleeing only if they have a gun or there is an imminent danger of them causing death or serious injury to anyone else. Investigators said that Rose was hit 3 times. The death of the high school senior expected to graduate soon sparked protests in the city of East Pittsburgh. Says from all accounts, he was a generous, hardworking, and highly promising student. Affiliations of his generosity of spirit and genuine good-heartedness have begun pouring in from all corners of East Pittsburgh community, where he lives, says the family attorney. So yet I say it again, here we go with another shooting of an unarmed teen. There are so many holes in this story that make me upset. One of them is, and I know that some people will say, well, it's their job to do this, where it said that the car had matched a description of the vehicle seen in another nearby shooting. To me, that's always a bad sign when the cops or police match your car, or they say that, you pull you over and say, well, there's a whole bunch of things going around town and your car matches the description. I'll tell you a quick story. Me and my mother, a while back, it was a long time ago, were driving in Conyers, and we were pulled over by a Conyers police officer. And when we pulled over for the Conyers police officer, the first thing we asked was, why are we being pulled over? We weren't speeding, with nothing going on. I was driving. The police officer told us in not so many words that we have a lot of people that steal cars, brand new steal cars with the tags on them and drive them. And my mother had a tag on the back of the car that said tag applied for, which the car was bought by me, so she has, the car's hers. And I just shook my head and said, really? Like, I understand you have to do your job, but it made me wonder that if I was any other color, would I have been stopped for that reason? I know people say the same thing. Well, you're always making it race related. No, I'm not always making it race related. It is always race related.
But you know what though? To just comment on that, they just on Fox 5 last night, they were telling everybody to check your tags on the car, because right now that's a big thing here in Atlanta. They're stealing the tags off the cars, and so you know they're just reminding you, if you park somewhere, you know, check to make sure that your tag is still there. And I know when we were down in Atlanta for my audition, I'm telling you, one of the things that's really getting to me is the parking situation. You don't know where to park your car. And we spent $40 parking the car in the parking garages to try to make sure that the car was kept safe and that nobody wouldn't ticket you or try to, to rob you of your car. So it's like it doesn't really leave you many outlets. But you never know when they stop you. I'm telling you, it's a scary situation. You really,
it is crazy.
You really don't know.
It's sad. This is happening, and this is continuing to happen, and it's happened again, and it's getting to the point where I think that people of color, and not just black people, our Mexican Americans, they're of color. Our Asian Americans, they're of color. I think it's just getting to a point now where we're becoming numb, and that's not a good thing. When we become numb to the situations, or when we become numb to seeing another breaking news report of a teen or an unarmed person being shot, yes, one might say, oh, well, they had guns in the car. That still does not warrant shooting an unarmed teen, because in the report you can see, you can look it up yourself, that Antoine was not armed at all. Now, the guns may have been in the car, but Antoine was not armed. And he was fleeing probably because in his mind he was saying, man, the police are pulling us over. I don't want to be in this car with two guns. I don't want to be in this car if there's any kind of marijuana or anything like that. So, and I'm not saying one thing or the other. I'm saying these are the facts. Draw your own conclusion. All right, and so that's one of the things. And then one of the hottest topics right now. One of the really hottest topics right now. Whew, this one makes me really upset.
I'm afraid to ask.
All right, so this one is entitled, What We Know About the Family Separations and the Zero Tolerance at the Border. It says, since early May 2nd, 342 children have been separated from their parents after crossing the southern U.S. border, according to the Department of Homeland Security, as a part of a new immigration strategy by the Trump administration that has prompted a widespread outcry. On Wednesday, number 45, I will not call him what they have here, I will say number 45, signed an executive order reversing his policy of the separating families and replacing it with a policy of detaining entire families together, including children, but ignoring legal time limits on the detention of minors. It says, did the Trump administration have a policy of separating families at the border? Yes, they did. What policy did number 45 intact on Wednesday? On Wednesday, number 45 ended the policy of family separation and replaced it with a policy of family detention. Or you get what that means? So he reneged on separating the kids from their family. He said, hey, I'm not going to take your kids away from you. I'm going to put all of you in there. So if I catch all of you, and I know this is a subject where you have tomato, and today the Trump administration, maybe it was today, maybe it was earlier today, the Trump administration, did a conference or a press conference showing the teens and the young adults and people that were killed by illegal aliens in the United States. And that is by far very sad to hear, and I'm sure that those families are going through some tough situations. But my question is, what about the ones that are not illegal aliens, who you have detained in these detentions, in these centers? Have you ever seen the movie Schindler's List?
Yes, I did.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Does that not bring you back? Now, I didn't go through the Holocaust. I have nothing to do with that, but I've seen the concentration camps. I've seen that movie 2 or 3 times. Did that not take you back to that? For black people, did that take you back to slavery?
Well, I can tell you.
Didn't it pull you back there for a quick second?
Yeah.
Like, who are you to detain human beings? You claim that they're illegal aliens. Somebody would debate that everybody in this country is an illegal alien, that no one actually belongs here. Because if you
Right.
think about it, God made everybody.
Yes.
And we didn't come from this. We came from
No.
him. So in essence, we're all illegal aliens. So all of us, mama, daddy, sister, because we
Everybody.
all should be detained.
Yes.
And I think America has, I think we're disgusted. I know I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted to the point where I cannot believe. And of course, people say all kinds of different things. Well, there's been a separation law already in, and President Obama and President Clinton and all
but
of the presidents talked about it.
It's sad to
said the same
separate
thing.
people from their
Yes,
family.
they said the same. They said that illegal aliens are a problem in the United States. That's the problem we should have been working on. 45 and his administration have just started detaining people at the
Right.
border,
It's
regardless
sad.
if they're there, illegally or legally. They're just
Right.
detaining people. I guarantee you they are.
But it's sad when you look on the news and you see all these people behind a cage. I mean, it looks
Locked
like
behind a
animals,
cage.
and I do have to give props to the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms, for standing up and saying what she had to say to our president, about this. Children shouldn't be separated from their families. It's just no way. And I can only imagine the traumatization that these families are actually going
I'm
through
sure
when
so.
they're only trying to, in my eyesight, I look at it as, these people are looking for freedom. Where they are at now, they don't have freedom.
Yeah.
And they know America is one of the most freest countries, that there
Supposed to
is.
be, yeah.
Yes, supposed to be. So they're trying to find a way to get there, especially with their kids, a better education, all of that. But, there again, it's politics.
And they say, we're the end result is we're trying to protect America from illegal aliens, and I understand that. I really do. I promise you, that is not my issue. My issue is, have you surveyed the ones that you have detained and found out if they're legal or illegal aliens? Because what I say is this. I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like this. They're children.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, most of those children that you have detained were born in U.S. hospitals, so that
Yeah.
makes them U.S. citizens.
Exactly.
So why are you detaining them if their parents are the illegal aliens?
Well, and not only that, why even work on that and make that a problem? Think about the issues we have right here.
Right.
We have people that are not illegal aliens, and look at the problems that they're causing, drug problems. They're killing, everybody every chance they get. Work on some of that. Work on trying to find a remedy for that.
So this is a touchy subject, so
Yes,
leave your
it
comments
is.
beneath.
Yes.
I don't expect everyone to agree with what I said, and I don't expect everyone to agree with what Deborah said.
No.
This is an open forum for you to speak your
Yes.
mind, speak your truth. We only ask that you be respectful. If you're
Yes.
going to be disrespectful, your comments will get deleted. You will be blocked because we are not here to do negativity. You see, I even gave 45 respect. I didn't disrespect them, and I won't. But
Right.
I can't say anything negative about him because
No.
he is the president of the United States. But to
Yes.
me, he is number 45. But the Trump administration, it's just a very confusing time with this bill and what it means. To me, it sounds like you took away the first order where you're detaining, separating the kids from their mothers and families, and now you said, I'm just going to take the whole family. So now you got whole families that are going to be, taken away, it seems like whether they're legal or not legal, because in your eyes, and then the eyes, most of the time it feels like in the eyes of the people that are doing this, anybody that's not born in the U.S. by their standards is an illegal alien. Because if you guys remember, for years, there are so many people that agreed and tried to say that our former President Barack Obama, was an illegal alien.
Right.
Like
They
America
sure did.
Like
Yes.
America was dumb enough to elect him as the president, knowing
Right.
that he's an illegal alien, just because
Right.
his name is Barack
It's
Hussein
Exactly.
Obama.
Yes.
Really? So I don't put anything past the American people, and I don't put anything past the current administration, presidential administration. So all I say is y'all need to get together, because this is disgusting. This is not America.
No, it's not. But you know
this
what?
shouldn't be America.
The only thing that we can do is pray.
That's it.
That's all. Just pray. Just put it in the hands of the man that usually can solve just about any problem that there is.
Well, thank you for listening to me.
Yes. This is the news again with
Ted Popple
and Connie Chung.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So now let's move on to the next segment of the show because we're winding down about at this time.
Wind it down. Wind it down.
Now we're going to find out what's happening in the music industry. And tonight I only have chosen one thing, and it's a good thing, and that is that the BET Awards, they are going to honor Anita Baker. Yay! 6th humanitarian hero.
I hope she sings.
I hope she sings too, because I'm telling you, that is, oh my goodness.
Sang, Nita.
Yes.
Sang, Nita Baker. Sang them, girls.
Yes.
Sang them,
I
Lord.
love Anita Baker.
Me too.
I missed going to the concert that she had when she came here, and I was in hopes that she would come back again, but I don't think so. I don't know.
Think so.
Yeah, I think this is.
I heard that this was her
yeah.
last tour. I heard this was it for her. After this, she was no longer going to be touring. But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. People come from out. Yeah.
Some of the greatest ones say they would never tour and sing again, but
Yes.
they end up coming back every now and then.
Every now and
'Cause
then.
you just can't get it out of your system.
That's
The
it.
BET Awards comes on when? Sunday?
You know what? I'm not even sure.
Oh,
I didn't even look. I didn't. I know maybe so because I think it's this something having to do with something this weekend because
So it is
there were
Sunday.
some activities going on, down in LA for that. So I'm not quite sure. I don't want to say it is.
So hey guys,
But-
is the BET Awards going on this Sunday? If you know if it is, please
Yeah,
let us
just
know.
type in and let
Yeah,
us
let us
know.
know if it's going
Right.
happening this Sunday.
Well, we're gonna have very quickly our music trivia.
Wait a minute.
All
no,
right.
no. You know what that means. Wait.
Yes, we have not had it in the last 3 shows, and so now we're going to have it tonight. You're going to get a chance to guess 2 songs. And remember, there is a reward at the end of the rainbow for this. We've been trying to give this award away, to our listeners. So, all right, Andre, back it up. Hey. So here we go with song number 1. If you guess the song, just type in the name of the artist and the name of the song on the screen. And Andre's looking at the screen right now, so he'll be able to tell you.
You will win a brand new 2019 Honda Accord.
Oh God.
As long as your credit is approved.
Yes.
Good to go.
All right. Song number 1. And it's all instrumental.
R. Kelly. I know who it is.
Y'all should be able to guess this. This is an artist. It's a female. I'll give you that much. And I'll tell you, she's got a new song out now. And that song is pumping. All right. I believe we got a winner for this one.
Thank Thank you, I win.
Hey, it goes out to my girl, Tangelina.
No, I win.
Woo-hoo. This is to Mia. So into you. That's
win.
right, that's right.
I told her what it was, I win.
All right now. So that was song number 1. So we had a winner for that one. So here we go. We're going to go on to song number 2.
I think you only had one.
No, I said 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 for the night. Yeah. All right, y'all.
Bobby Brown.
We on the female kick tonight.
I'm getting sick of this all week. We're gonna have an all-male show
You gotta
next
pick
Friday.
some.
Next Friday.
Next week you got it.
It's an all-male show next week. Deborah will be on vacation. Me and John gonna host and host.
Hey, you right, huh? If he was off, right? That's not his week off.
Me and Courtney. Courtney, if you're watching this, hit me up. We gonna host the show, you and me. One of these days, tell your mama take the day off.
Now y'all should know this one.
Tamia, I'm so into you.
No, not to Mia. This is not to Mia. If nobody guesses this one, this will be on for next week. Y'all gotta get on your music game.
I don't think anybody's gonna get it.
All right, looks like nobody's got this one. So our first winner was Tangelina. And so this one, since nobody got it, we'll turn it over until next week. Thank you for joining us for our music trivia. All right. Well, it looks like we did get a winner for the song. And again, the winner is still Tangelina Johnson. She's up on her music game.
She be cheating.
That song was by Faith Evans, and it's called Never Gonna Let You Go.
I know you be cheating. I'm gonna check your phone.
Now listen, guys, you gotta look. We're gonna go back as far as the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. You never know where we're gonna pick the music from. And so next week it's gonna be Andre's week. So Lord knows only what he's gonna choose, y'all.
I was not doing the 70s. I was not born.
Look, ain't no telling what he gonna pick now.
I'm gonna pick a song from the
be on your game.
1920s. 1921. I'm gonna pick a song from 1921.
Oh God, that's way before my time too. Oh my God. Well, to end the show, before we go out, Andre, I got one for you.
Nope.
And this is called, it's word trivia, right? Fill in the blank. See if you can tell me the answer to this. Now, it's going to be where you're going to have 4 words that are going to need to be put in the blank spaces. I saw this game show that comes on TV, and I thought it was hilarious. All right, well, here's the sentence. A doctor needs to do blank, 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 before performing surgery. Now, each blank space has a letter. The letter represents the first letter of each word that goes in the blank space. So for blank number 1, S is the first letter. Blank number 2, P is the first letter. The third blank, T is the letter. And the last blank is P again. So you got 2 blank spaces where there's a P. So I'll repeat the sentence again. A doctor needs to do blank, 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 and blank before performing surgery. Now the first blank space is an S. Okay, so a doctor needs to do what that starts with an S before performing surgery? Begins with an S.
Sterilize? Sanitize?
No, not that one.
Soap?
No.
Oh, scrub.
Scrub, that's right. Thanks to your mama.
Because I was thinking sanitize, and I'm like, you know.
Okay, no. Okay, so a doctor needs to scrub, all right? What's the next one? It begins with the P. What else does he need to do before performing surgery that begins with a P?
Let's see. Scrub. I don't know.
Come on, think about it. If you were a doctor,
what
would you? No, what would you do? What would you do that began with a P before performing your surgery?
Scrub, and then I would starts with a P.
Starts with a P.
She said P.
No, I'm gonna give you a hint. Christianity.
Pray.
Yes.
Doctors.
Yes.
That's a lie. Yeah.
No, they need to pray.
All doctors do not scrub and pray.
Okay. All right.
Good one, Tangy.
Okay.
Prep. I like that.
The next one starts with a T.
Pray.
A doctor needs to do blank before performing surgery. Begins with a T.
Scrub, pray. Scrub, pray. I gotta think of things that doctors wouldn't do because pray threw me off. Scrub.
Think about before they even begin to even think about performing a surgery.
Scrub.
What's something they have to do that it actually starts with a T, but sometimes you might have to put another word in front of it to complete the statement. And it begins with a T.
Beats me.
I'm gonna give you a hint to the word that goes along with it.
Tap? Dance?
No.
What is she doing? Seizure.
I'm on the track.
You're on the track.
Yes.
Track. Is that the word track?
No, that's not the word.
You're on track. You
They
walking.
have to do what? That begins, the word, it starts with a T, but then we usually stick that other word in front of it that has something to do with run. They have to run.
Test.
Yes. That's it. Yes.
So,
They got to run tests because they have to know what they're performing surgery for. And then now the last one.
shouldn't they already have the test ran before they go in to do the surgery?
What I said before performing the surgery. So before.
But then they would do the test before they scrub.
Yeah, but
This doctor needs to be fired.
all right, and then
This is not a good doctor.
the last one begins with a P. And I heard the word come out your mouth for something else when we first started. What is the last thing that begins with a P that a doctor needs to do before performing surgery? You already said scrub, pray, test.
I don't know. I'm guessing they need to perform the surgery then, don't they?
They said you had gave you a hint somewhere.
Prep?
Prep. They have, yes, they've got a prep.
Let me just
prep.
say.
They have to prep.
Do you know the name?
Prep out checkup.
You know the name of this doctor? I don't want this fool working on me at all. He's got his stuff backwards. If you got to scrub, then you got to pray, then you got to go run some tests.
Well, look,
then you got to come back.
Look, you're scrubbing and you're praying at the same time, so that
now I
God
get those
will
two.
get that.
But
Yeah.
I hope you don't got to scrub and pray, and then you go run some tests. When
No, the test got to be done before. That's why I said before.
My body open, and you in there taking tests.
Oh my God! Well, I thought that was a way to get a good laugh out in the at the end of the show. But guys, it has been an amazing time tonight. And again, you are joining us live in the Divas Den with your host Deborah Ware and your co-host
Andre Tyrone. What's going on, everybody?
And remember, you can go to my website, IamDeborahWare.com. You can Google my name, Deborah Ware. It'll take you to Reverb Nation. It'll take you to Amazon. It'll take you to iTunes, anywhere you need to go. And just remember, we are indie artists. And again, if you remember Andre's inspiration from tonight, you push for a purpose. And my inspiration, dream big. Don't let anyone stop you from dreaming. Okay? All right? So.
Yes. Great show. Wonderful show.
Yes.
To look me up, you can just go to AndreTyroneMusic.com. There you will find the link to all of my music. Go to Amazon and get my CD that's out now entitled Let's Begin. Be on the lookout for my second album that is coming really soon. I can't give away too much information. All I can tell you is that it's a coming. I've been working really hard on this.
Yes.
Stay tuned for all of the great things that Andre Tyrone and the music era has coming up, because there is a lot. Shout out to the label that I'm on, 480 Music Group, Mr. Tavarius and Rodney and all of the other label mates. You guys are amazing. Look forward to great things coming from you guys. Shouts out to the host, Miss Deborah Ware. Congratulations on the voice stuff. That's going to be great. Congratulations on your new single that is coming soon.
Yes. It's ready for mastering, guys.
And everything.
Yes, it's
everything
ready.
So if you're looking to book anything for the Live in the Divas Den, you want us to come and host, co-host,
just let us know. We're ready.
Go to liveinthedivasden@gmail.com.
Yes.
Again, if you're looking to book the Divas Den for anything, go to liveinthedivasden@gmail.com. Send your information in, and we will look forward to seeing you next Friday, same time, same bat channel.
And as I said, we ready. Like Tevin Campbell say, I'm ready. So have a wonderful night, guys. Smooches to all of you. And we'll see you back again on next Friday. Don't forget, join us. Good night, everybody. From the Divas Den. Good night.